Hi friends, welcome to our channel Jayaditya Math Tutorial. We are doing a series of 10th class mathematics. As a part of this, we are now in the chapter tangents and secants. I told you that tangents and secants are simply lines which are related with the circle. So you should have the complete basic knowledge about circle first. In our previous class, we have discussed about circle. If you don't watch that video, please do watch it and come back. Then you will understand the concept clearly. Okay, and before entering to our class, the only thing, it's a routine. If you are new to my channel, please do subscribe, and if you like my class, please do like and share with your friends. Okay, now let us enter into our class. Yesterday we have discussed about the circle and line. So what are the possibilities there, and just we have understood what is a tangent also. So let us draw a circle with the tangent. So this is a circle and it should have a tangent. So let us take, this is a circle with the center O, and this is the tangent. I am taking it as L1. Tangent is a line actually, right? Tangent is the line which touches the circle at one point, is known as, it is nothing but tangent. Okay, so if you observe, L is the tangent to a circle with the center O at point A, at point A on the circle. So this A is known as point of contact, which we have discussed in our previous class itself. And let me draw one more circle. Let me draw one more circle, Nana. So this is a circle, and for this circle also let me draw a tangent. So I am taking this tangent as M. The circle has the center. Let us take the center as C now. Let us take the center as C, and the point of contact is B here. The point of contact is B. So here we can see two circles, and there if you observe, the point of contacts are A for the circle with center O, and the point of contact is B for the circle with center C now. So if you observe, and if you let me draw a radius at the point of contact to both the circles. Okay, if I draw a radius, OA will be the radius, and here BC will be the radius. BC will be the radius. Okay, so see here, if you observe, the radius seems to be perpendicular to the tangent in both the cases. Is that right or not? Yes. So see here, just by looking we can say that okay, it is perpendicular to the tangent, but we should understand how it will be perpendicular, or we should check whether it is a perpendicular or not now. So see here, I am taking a point here. I am taking a point here. Let us take the point as D now. Let the point be D, and if I join CD, you can see that CD is like greater than BC now. So here you can observe that CD is greater than BC. Okay, if I take one more point on this side, let me take a point E. Even if you take a line here, CE will be greater than BC. CE will be greater than BC. So even if I take a point here, that is F, now you can observe CF will be less than, actually see here, Nana, CF will be less than CD. If you observe that thing, CF will be, CD will be greater than CF, or CF is less than CD. So whenever the point is approaching to B, the distance is reducing, Nana. Why? Because see here, if you observe, F is the point exterior to the circle. F is the point exterior to the circle. Even if you observe D is also exterior to the circle. Obviously, if a point is exterior to the circle, the distance of that point from the center will be definitely greater than the distance between the point on the circle and center. Now, let me explain you clearly. So see here now, for example, there is a point A, and here on the circle there is a point B. So if you observe now, so let me take this as center O. OB is the distance, okay, between the center and point on the circle, and here if you observe OA is also the distance between the center and an external point here, If I take a point here such that it is E, okay now. So if you observe here, OE is the radius and OB is also radius. So obviously these two will be equal, and you can also observe OA is equals to OE plus EA. OE plus EA. Clear now? So this is already we have written, it is OB. So it is something greater than OB now. It is something greater than OB. So this distance will be greater than OB here. So you can see by taking the points, external points on the line, on the tangent, you can observe that CB is the shortest distance here. What we can conclude now? CB is the shortest distance. Shortest distance here. So when do we have shortest distance? Whenever the distance is perpendicular distance. Whenever the distance is perpendicular distance, then only it will be the shortest number. To understand this one, let me draw two parallel lines. Okay, So I am taking a point here as A and I am taking a point here as B. So this will be the perpendicular distance. And if you observe, if I take a point C here and if I draw like this now, obviously see here, this is perpendicular, I told you, and this will be hypotenuse to the triangle ABC, hypotenuse to the triangle ABC. Obviously AC will be greater than AB, right now. If I take a point here, it will be much more greater. If I point here, even though it will be greater than AB here. So always the shortest distance will be the perpendicular distance. So by this we can conclude that the radius drawn to at the point of contact, radius drawn at the point of contact will be perpendicular to the tangent. So always you can observe that radius will be perpendicular to the tangent at that point of contact, at point of contact. So this is very important point. By using this one only we will be solving many questions. This is very important point. So this point is very important, such that you will get definitely one question by using that point. So if it is perpendicular, obviously there is a chance for applying Pythagoras theorem there. So that's why I told you yesterday itself, you need to understand what is Pythagoras theorem and you should know how to apply Pythagoras theorem, and you should know how to find different sides. Okay, now let us try to solve the problems. Before that, let me tell you one more interesting point also. So see here, here OA is the radius. OA is the radius. Just now we concluded that radius will be perpendicular to the tangent at the point of contact. If I draw a line like this, if I draw a line like this, such that, let me take this as some N, that is the line N. So you can observe the line N consists of radius, right? The line N consists of radius there. So the line which consists the radius for at the point of contact is known as, this is known as normal to the tangent. Normal to the tangent at point of contact. So this is very important point. Here normal means it is the perpendicular line. Simply you can understand, normal is the perpendicular line at any given point on a tangent. That's all. This is simple concept. You can understand. Even why I am telling all the basic concepts also means there is a chance for you to get a question in the bits now. Clear? Now let me draw a circle and radius for that, and you should also know one more interesting concept and also important concept here, that is length of the tangent. What is that? Length of the tangent. So you should get a doubt here. What is that doubt? Why? Because tangent is a line, I told you. Can you find the length for any straight line? No, it's impossible. Why? Because the line will be go on increasing in both the directions. It can be extended in both the directions. So can you find the length of a line here? No, actually. But here there is some specific concept related to length of the tangent. So we will be considering some part. Okay, we'll be considering some part and we'll be finding the length of that part. That becomes the length of the tangent. What is that? Means if you observe here, already we know that at the point on the circle, given point on the circle, we can draw only one tangent. Now let us try to understand how many tangents can be drawn from an external point. How many tangents can be drawn to a circle from an external point? So let me take a point here, that is P. Let me take a point here, that is P. From the point P, so this is the point P. From the point P, how many tangents can be drawn to a circle? We should understand. So just by looking at the figure, you can say that, so this can be one tangent and the other one is this one. So if it is the center of the circle, let me take it as O, and this is the point of contact J and this is the point of contact B. So you can draw two tangents from an external point to a circle. You can draw two tangents from an external point to a circle. So here you can observe it will be perpendicular. Why? Because radius is perpendicular to the tangent. Radius is perpendicular to the tangent at the point of contact. Just now we have observed that one. And if you join OP, OP is like hypotenuse for the right angle triangle or not? OP is like, it is the hypotenuse for the right angled triangle. Why? Because it is the 90 degrees. You should know each and every minute concept here. So this will be 90 degrees. So obviously this must be hypotenuse. Clear now? This is very important. Here you will be, sometimes you need to apply trigonometry concept also. If you don't watch trigonometry, you should watch that one also. Okay. And here our concept is, what is the length of the tangent? What is the length of the tangent? So the length of the tangent will be taking like the distance from the external point to the point of contact. The distance from the external point to the point of contact is nothing but, that is the length of the tangent. You can take it as L. That is the length of the tangent L. Okay. So let me show you one proof here. with that we can understand the relation between PA and PB also. Okay now, so here PB is also the length of the tangent only. Okay, so if I see here, if I join OB, here also it will be what, Nana? It will be 90 degrees. And you can see here OA is the radius and OB is also the radius. OA is the radius and OB is also radius. So here you can see two triangles, that is in triangle OAB and triangle OBP, Nana. In triangle OAB and in triangle OBP, you can understand that angle A is equals to angle, sorry, this is OAP. Angle A is equals to angle B, which is equals to how much, Nana? 90 degrees. And you can also observe OA is equals to OB. Why? Because it is the radius of the circle. And for both the triangles, you can observe a common side here, that is OP is equals to OP. So see here, Nana, this is the common side here. OP is the common side for both the triangles. So what are the things you have taken here? So you have taken one right angle, and OP is nothing but it is the hypotenuse, and you have taken one side also. So you have learned about congruency of triangles in your 9th standard. So you can easily say that by using RHS congruency criterion, you can say that triangle OAP is congruent to triangle OBP. OAP is congruent to triangle OBP. From this statement, what you have shown here you have two triangles, you have shown that both are congruent here. That means corresponding sides will be equal and corresponding angles will be equal. So these two triangles are congruent means these two are having same shape and same size, Nana. Same shape and same size here. So from this, what you can observe here, what are the conclusions you can draw here? The first thing is, you know that already OA is equals to OB. OA is equals to OB. So see here corresponding sides are OA and OB, and you can also see that AP is equals to BP. AP is equals to BP. So these two, and one more thing you can do it, OP is equals to OP. This is the common side in both the sides, both the triangles. So what is important means this one is important here, that is AP is equals to BP. So what is AP here? That is the length of the tangent. Okay, what is BP? BP is also the length of the tangent. So what can you conclude here? You can conclude the length of tangents drawn to a circle from an external point are equal. The length of tangents drawn from an external point to a circle are equal. This is the first case from the sides. And also let us write the corresponding angles. So see here angle O is equals to angle O. That means these two angles. So I am writing for angle O. I am writing here angle AOP is equals to angle BOP. So obviously these two angles are equal. Those two angles are equal. And you know that angle A is equals to angle B. So angle OAP is equals to angle OBP, which is equals to 90 degrees. You know that very well. And the last case, which is very, very important case, is about angle P. So understand this one, OPA is equals to OPB. That means these two angles are also equal here. Clear now? If these two angles are equal, for example, let me explain you one more concept. For example, this is angle AOB. That is an angle AOB. If I draw a ray such that it bisects both the angles, or such that, let me take a point here. So see here, I am drawing a ray here, that is OC. So COB is equals to COA. I have drawn OC such that BOC is equals to AOC. Okay, if both the angles are equal, what will you comment on OC? What will you comment on OC, Nana? Definitely OC will be the angular bisector, right? OC will be the angular bisector. So here what you can conclude here, OC is the angular bisector of what? Angle AOB. That is the angular bisector of angle AOB. So here also you can say that OP will be the angular bisector for the angle APB. So here you can say that OP is the angular bisector. Okay, OP will be the angular bisector for angle APB here. Clear? I hope you are understanding the concept. Now, so you understood this one. So this is the angular bisector. That means obviously these two angles are equal. This concept is very, very important. This point is very, very important here. Okay, I'll tell you whenever I am explaining the problems. Again, I'll be reminding you this point. And so see here, for example, from this statement, one more statement also we can develop. That is, for a circle, if two tangents are drawn let us take these points as D and C and this point as E none. From an external point E, two tangents are drawn such that this is ED and the other one is EC none. So these two are the tangent. If I draw an angular bisector for DEC, that means if I draw a line like this, it will definitely passes through the center of the circle. It is definitely passes through the center of the circle. If I draw an angular bisector, let EF is the angular bisector for angle DEC. Let EF is the angular bisector for DEC, then it definitely passes through the center of the circle. Even that is important point here. So you should know each and every concept here. This is very, very important. Why? Because based on these concepts only we can get some conclusions from the problem and we can solve the problems here. Okay, let us try to solve some problems now. Find the length of the tangent to a circle with center O and radius 6 from a point such that OP is equals to 10 nm. So see here, let me draw a circle first. For the circle, from an external point a tangent is drawn. From P. So let the point of contact be A here, and he has given the center of the circle as O. Here, and he has also given one more thing, that is the radius of the circle is 6. The radius of the circle is 6 centimeters. He has given radius of the circle is 6 centimeters, and also one more concept, one more information he has given, that is the distance OP is equals to 10 centimeters. Okay, he has also given the distance OP is equals to 10 centimeters now. So this is the information, and what you need to find here, you need to find the length of the tangent. What will be the length of the tangent from the figure? So here AP, this one will be the length of the tangent. That will be the length of the tangent. How to find this one? So what are the things we have just discussed? In that, the very, very important point is radius is perpendicular to the tangent. This is an important case here. So observe this one. Here you can see OAP, a right angle triangle. For this will be like hypotenuse. The distance will be always hypotenuse. Here most of the students will be getting confused. You should take the distance from the center to the external point as hypotenuse. That's all. Keep in mind blindly. And let us take the other two sides. So how can we find this one now? So you can use Pythagoras theorem. So by using Pythagoras theorem, what is it one? Hypotenuse square must be equals to sum of squares of other two sides. Here the other two sides are OA and AP. So what is the hypotenuse here? The hypotenuse is nothing but OP. You need to find AP here. So substitute all the values what are the given. So OP is 10 square and OA is 6 here. So 6 square plus AP square. 10 square is nothing but 100 and this is 36, which is plus AP square. So from this you can write AP square is equals to 100 minus 36. So AP will be under root of 100 minus 36 is 64. When square comes to this side, it will be root 64 now. So root 64 is nothing but 8. So now AP distance is how much? That is 8 centimeters. So what is the length of the tangent? The length of the tangent is 8 centimeters. This is very, very important 2 mark question. Definitely you will get one question from this concept. Okay, so this is the case. So here he has given the hypotenuse. You should decide what are the sides given here. If you take this as a triangle, you should understand what sides are given. If you draw the figure perfectly and if you mention the dimensions correctly and take the angle 90 degrees, then you can solve it easily. Let us go for some other problems based on the same concept. A tangent PQ at a point P of a circle of radius 5 centimeters meets a line through center O at point Q such that OQ is equals to 13. Find the length of PQ now. See here, a tangent PQ at a point P of a circle. So there is a circle. So he is telling that there is a point, there is a tangent PQ, and he is mentioning one thing that is very, very important here. What is that means? You should understand the question clearly here. The tangent PQ at a point P of a circle. So where should be P here? The P is on the circle, that is the point of contact, and PQ is the external point here. If you put P here and Q here, then your problem will be wrong, Nana. So that much cautious you should be here. Okay, and he told that the circle's radius is, so the center of the circle is O and the radius is 5 centimeters, and he has given the distance OQ is equals to, the distance OQ is equals to 13 centimeters, and you should find PQ. So this is the same case what we have discussed earlier. So here OQ is the distance between the center and the external point, So this will be the distance, or you can take it as hypotenuse, and this will be some other side. Here it is 90 degrees. Apply Pythagoras theorem again. Hypotenuse square will be equals to sum of squares of other two sides. The other side is PQ. One side is given as 5. I am doing directly for your understanding. You write correct steps there. So this is 169 is equals to 25 plus PQ square. So from this you can write here PQ square is equals to 169 minus 25. So PQ will be root over 144, which is equals to how much? 12. So here what is PQ now? PQ is equals to 12 centimeters. That is the question. Okay. Next, let us calculate one more thing. Calculate the length of the tangent. This is also the same problem, Nana. You can do it. And prove that tangents to a circle at the end points of the diameter are parallel. So he is asking one more thing. So you understand the concept. That is very, very simple. The tangents drawn to a circle at the end points of a diameter. So let us take this center as O and this point as A, and this is B none. So if you observe, A and B are the end points of the diameter. A and B are end points of the diameter. So he is telling that a tangent is drawn at B and a tangent is drawn at A. What we need to prove here? We need to prove that the tangents drawn at the end points of the diameter are parallel. You should show that A. So let me write here. This is tangent L and this is M. What you need to prove here? L is parallel to M. You should prove that L is parallel to M none. Okay. And from where you will be proving this one? You know that tangent is perpendicular to the radius. So here OB is the radius and M is the tangent. You can write here OB is perpendicular to M. This is equation 1. And also you can write here OA is perpendicular to L none. Why? Because OA is also the radius and L is the tangent here. L is the tangent. So OA also will be perpendicular to the tangent. If you observe here the angle is 90 degrees and here also it is the 90 degrees. If you observe, these two are the lines, and think AB as the transversal. Think AB as the transversal. These two angles will become co-interior angles. What it will become, Nana? Co-interior angles. I think you might have studied about angles between two parallel lines in your 7th standard only. So these two become co-interior angles. And you know one more property, if sum of co-interior angles is equals to 180 degrees. If sum of co-interior angles is equals to 180 degrees, then the lines are parallel. So if you observe here, the angle A is 90 degrees and angle B is 90 degrees here. If you add both, it will be 180 degrees. So you can say that sum of co-interior angles is equals to 180 degrees. So what can you conclude here? So you can conclude here L is parallel to M, hence proved none. Okay, so this is a simple problem. You can do it. Mostly the main important problem is this one. He can be giving the length of the tangent and he may give the distance and he may ask the radius. That is also one more kind of question. And the other question is sometimes, see here now, he will be giving both. The radius of the circle is 5 and the length of the tangent is 12. Find the distance here. Find the distance between the center and the point. So by using Pythagoras theorem, this will be 30. Sometimes he will not give this radius here. He will be giving only the length of the tangent and the distance between the center and the point, and you need to find this one. That will be obviously 5 if you use Pythagoras theorem. The only thing is draw the figure correctly and you understand which is hypotenuse. Many students, if the problem is like this, they will be doing like this now. 13 square plus 12 square is equals to OP square. How foolish is that? OP is not the hypotenuse here. OP is not the hypotenuse. Always the side which has only single side should be hypotenuse. Hypotenuse should be on one side and other two sides should be on the other side. Keep in mind in that manner only. Okay, then you can solve the problems easily. I hope you have understood this concept clearly. If you have any doubts, you do comment in the comment section. If you are new to my channel, please do subscribe and like. Don't forget to like the video if you like it and share with your friends. And in the next class, we are going to discuss some more concepts and one important construction of tangent to a circle. Don't miss that class. Let us meet in that class. Till then, bye.